the pleasure of bringing our next speaker in. Hello. Has Desi unmuted you yet, Michelle? So Desi just let Michelle in the room. This is amazing.
Hi,
Oh,
everyone. Can you hear me?
thank you. Thank you. I'm going to introduce Michelle. Some of you that were at the Oscars with us would recognize Michelle. And that was just in March. I mean,
Yeah, that was
what?
quick turnaround.
Okay, so let me introduce you to Michelle Romano. Michelle Romano is an accomplished and versatile actress and producer with extensive experience in the entertainment industry. She is a member of several respected organizations, including the Producers Guild of American Women in Film and the National Academy of Television Arts and Sciences, and so much more. She is driven by a passion for theater and film, also appeared in a wide range of commercials, print campaigns, and film productions. Her talent has earned her many awards, including Serial Best Lead Actresses for her debut feature film, which she has starred and produced. In 2010, she founded her own production company. Well, look at you. And that is called Roman Media, which has produced numerous short and featured films and TV streaming services. She is actively supporting in charitable organizations such as childhood cancer, kids, and participation in various women's empowerment initiatives. There's many. So not only did we have a great connection, and there was many things that she was doing that was aligning. As someone who lives where Bryan Adams lives, I think that sealed the deal for us
That
because
was it.
the song that she loves is Everything I Do for You. Now, interestingly enough, Andrea, you'll love this, who's in medieval. So I had a hand fasting ceremony. So I had a hand fasting ceremony before I got married. And guess what song I walked down the aisle to? In a red velvet dress, a full medieval deal, was Bryan Adams' Everything I Do for You. And so anyways, I thought that that was just really beautiful. So welcome to the 262 Stand Up, Speak Up, and Show Up, Yes You International Women's Day Summit.
Thank you. I am so honored to be here, truly. And just in the presence of all of you, it's just really amazing to be here.
Well, thank you. I know that you've been popping in and out, and we're
Yes.
anxious to kind of get into this. And I know that you've got some cool things going on today. So I'll leave you alone. I won't tease you about Bryan Adams anymore, but we're a big fan over here. Um,
Yes.
Can you take us back to the moment? I think pivotal moments, I think when you can kind of do that origin piece, it's so not only inspiring, but gives depth to the conversation. But what was back to that moment when you realized that you wanted to pursue a career in film and production? And what does that really look like behind the scenes?
I think I've always wanted to be a storyteller, even though my main focus growing up was always I dreamt of being an actress. And that's all I wanted. It was like the only thing I could focus on. And as I had struggled being someone unknown in the industry, trying to break in, trying to figure things out, I learned really early on that the only way for me to actually succeed at this dream that I had was to kind of take the control on that and to make opportunities for myself. And it wasn't that I ever thought, oh, I'm going to be a producer. It's just something that kind of came naturally as I was on set and working and watching other actors and learning how things were run. I decided I'm going to make something myself. That way, I can kind of control the narrative a little bit on what parts I can play and does this thing even come out? I mean, there were times where I worked on movies for somewhere upwards of a year or 2 years, and then the thing never saw the light of day. And it's just so like heart wrenching because you think this is the one, this is it, and then it doesn't come out. Or you have a great role in something, it's on the cutting room floor. Or you're cast in things that maybe aren't quite what you saw yourself playing, but it was the only thing you could get and it was a job. So I think being a producer certainly has had its benefit in that way. And I ended up really falling in love with doing what I do. And it's something now that I'm so proud to say that I'm a producer. And it's not all about acting, it's about the culmination of bringing strong, wonderful people together and working on something as a team.
All right. Thank you for the insight. We know it's not easy behind the scenes of anyone's business, but by nature, we don't talk about that unless we're all leader talking and maybe there's a half bottle of wine involved or something where we're, you know what I mean? Or we're with our operations manager and we're like, oh, so, because I think people in the entertainment industry, we hear like, it's really hard and only one person
Mhm.
makes it, but when you actually describe that the piece that that you played is on the cutting room floor, I think that gives real impact and insight to the continuation to be able to make it. In your industry, it's about, did they make it? What does make it mean? And I love that your make it was a decision to inspire yourself or be inspired to lead yourself out. We talked
Yes.
about that earlier. It's like if Oprah's not calling, go to her. And I think it takes a lot of,
Yes.
we call it, hashtag borrow bravery or be brave or what have you. But you're currently producing your own series. What
Mhm.
does it actually take to bring a project to life? Like, so now here you are, you're bringing this project to life. What have you learned about leadership in the process? Because it's very different being on the other side of the other side.
Yes. Yes. And for me, I produced a project that I also was one of the lead roles in. So I wanted this to be my basically like my here I am piece. This is my show. This is something that I need to create my own opportunity. I need to give myself this chance because nobody else is going to give that to me until I can show them what I'm capable of. And this is really it. So the leadership in this has been, I mean, it's crazy. I've worn so many hats through this process, but I can't fully take credit for everything because I've had the most incredible people that I have met from my earliest days of struggling and wanting this and having a vision and having a passion. And then you just kind of accumulate certain people in your life that stay with you, the ones that believe in you, even when you're nothing, you have nothing to show, and they still support you. All of those people are with me on this one. So I feel like my struggles were for a reason. It was to learn something, and that's not always easy when we're in it to understand because sometimes it's like, God, when is it my turn? When am I going to have this? Why isn't it working out? It's not meant to be. No, I'm learning from this person. I'm learning from this situation. I'm learning I had to do it this way. And to have the support, I mean, this is primarily a female run production, and it wasn't on purpose. It was just kind of the way it happened. I had these wonderful supportive women. I had wonderful supportive men. Don't get me wrong, my DP is phenomenal, and his name is Will. I love him. Give a shout out to him. So for me, my writer is a woman, Amber Carlin. She's my co-creator, my producing partner, and then my director is Sonia Blangiardo, who is this Emmy-winning director from several soap operas you've probably watched growing up. I know that this was a dream for me, for her to have read this project and want to direct this, but it has taken several years for it to all come together. And it was just a culmination of so much hard work and resilience. I cannot tell you how many times I've heard no. And I think what's important is for us when we hear no to say, okay, that's not my person for this. That's not the opportunity for this. Something better is going to come along. And I mean this wholeheartedly. My project would not be what it is right now if so many people hadn't said no, because it's even better. I have even better people, better locations, better things happening because I did not go a certain way with this. And it was all really meant to be the way it is. And it's just, I'm overwhelmed to say that I did the thing. I shot my TV series pilot. It happened. It's done. We are editing it. I would love to continue. I want to finish the entire season here on Cape Cod, and I'm looking for people to join me on this venture to finish what we started. But I did this. We did this. It's done. It's in the cans. It's, coming out. Hopefully very soon I can share that with everyone.
Well, I was just going to ask you that. I don't know if you can tell us what the name is or anything like that. And if you can't, that's totally fine. But just from a we could support you and cheer you on thing, you can let us know if there's
I
any.
would love to. My series is called Chatham. It is a 90210 on the East Coast. And I'm dropping a little breadcrumb there. You might recognize an actor from 90210 who is actually in my series, which is like, tell my younger self that would ever happen because I would never believe it. I still don't believe it sometimes. I'll talk to him on the phone and I'm like, are we really, you're really in my show? But he is. We shot him out. We filmed it. It happened. So I'm really excited for the world to see that. And not just him. I wait till you see my cast. It's like, you're going to ask me, you're going to be like, how did you do this? Hard work. People liked me. People were willing to act like, my actors were asking their actor friends that are very famous, that have done many things, that there's no way if I was to logically say, I'm going to go get that actor, that I would ever get them. This was a low budget passion project, and I have them because the work is good. The story is good. They liked me. Thank God they liked me, because this is hard, nothing, people don't see that it's not glamorous. They see the glamour. They don't see the long hours. They don't see the me crying and not sleeping and how are we going to get through this, and how they don't see that. They see the end result, and luckily my end result is going to look fabulous. Thank God. But it was a lot of work, a lot of work.
So tears, crying, joy, happiness. Um, is there something in particular that you do? I think we all have our thing. Most people that know, some of us know what our thing can be. What is your place of where you fill back up? Where's your motivation? How do you stay motivated through this process?
I think what it is at this point for me is that this dream of mine is no longer just mine.
Mm.
It has grown so much, and the people that have poured their love and energy, finances and volunteering, and whether it's even picking people up from the airport, cooking, helping me set up rooms, bringing in decor. Oh my gosh, the decor that we had in this show from people that just genuinely wanted to be a part of it, that keeps me going, because there are days I doubt myself. There are days where I'm like, oh my God, should I have been in this? Should I have recast myself? I'm just saying it, like, we all have our own doubts. And I have the people behind me that are like, what are you talking about? This is your chance. This is it. This is, you have to believe it. And not always the people surrounding you are gonna believe it. You have to believe it. But I needed the people who did. I'm not gonna lie. I have my days where I question my worth. The people that love me and see the hustle in me and see how much I want this, they remind me, you do not give this up. You have worked for this. You deserve this just as much as any other actress. Like, you've put in the work. So it's seeing the love and the outpour of the community and the outreach that has really been a part of this. And my mother and my father, my family, seeing them get involved. And even my uncle, he told me, I haven't felt alive like this in a long time. Just working on my set and just having people in his home. We made it, his costume department was literally in my Uncle Michael's home. Like, it's a family affair. And I've had people from LA, Boston, and Cape Cod, and New York, all in this one place to film this project that now they tell me, this is my dream. You gave me my dream. So my dream is now so many people's dreams. And that is unbelievable to say. And I don't take it lightly at all. I do not take that for granted. I am grateful for every single person who has contributed to every single thing I've had to do with this process and in my life to get me to where I am right now.
It sounds like such a personal growth journey, which I think when it talks about leadership and when something starts to unfold, I mean, we open the gate and then all of a sudden it folds and it can move pretty quickly. Yeah. And you need to step into leadership. When we talk about power, when you have to step into your power, do you remember what that feels like? Do you remember the moment that you had to do something, that you had to step in and be that powerful person where you could have been wavering over here? Like, what was that like for you?
I don't think I've ever fully thought I was ready or had the power. You just do it. You have to just decide. I saw a quote recently that said, ready isn't a feeling, it's a decision. You're never going to feel ready. I never would have done this. I just knew I had to. And even through the process, I remember saying to myself, I'll figure it out later. This has to happen. I have to pay this person this. I don't have it. I'm negative in my bank account. This isn't going to come, but I'm going to figure it out. Say yes, it's going to happen. We're going to figure it out later. And when it was over, I literally said to myself, how did I have the audacity to actually believe I could pull this off? Because this is impossible, but somehow I pulled this off. So you just you just have to go for it.
Well, I think that answers kind of the next question because sitting in a room of people that are going for it in
Mm-hmm.
various degrees, adding new divisions, adding new funnels, starting to speak on different stages. Ooh, I'll have my own TV show. I mean, there's
Right.
all sorts of things that people are leaning up to. They're braving up, they're setting boundaries that they never had before. Um, this may be a bit of a something that you've just answered, but what did you have to believe about yourself into in order to go after bigger opportunities? The call to Mr. 90210 that we're going to hear about,
Yeah.
or what did you have to do internally? Because I mean, that's a big deal to go after bigger opportunities.
You have to remember why you started, why
Mm.
you wanted something so badly, even if you're doubting it can happen, if it's your dream. How would it ever happen if you don't make it happen? Nobody was going to hand me anything. I wasn't born into a family that had known celebrities. I didn't have a lot of money to buy my way in. And I'm not saying this is how everyone makes it, because some people are so talented and get noticed and they have this great career. And then some people are so talented and never get noticed. I felt like I had the grit and determination to go for it regardless, because I knew the regret would be worse if I didn't. And I was getting to this place in my life where I was getting older. I was aging out of roles. I'm not going to play high school like a 90210 type series. It wasn't going to happen. And I thought, why not create a show that has that layer, but also very strong, powerful women, because we are in such need for those types of roles. You can be soft and strong. I always thought being soft was my biggest downfall in life, that I'm never going to make it in this industry. I have a good heart and I don't want to sleep around for a part and I don't want to have to buy my way in for this and I'm never going to have it because I can't do those things. And because I can't do those things, I can't have this dream. And then somewhere along the line, I thought, who is making these rules? Like, because I'm just going to go out and I'm going to do it. And I'm going to make it happen. And then I'm going to be able to tell my story. And I'm going to be able to tell women being soft and being someone who's loving and being someone who has a moral compass is probably the greatest asset I had, because now I run my sets with empathy. And my crew members will tell you that. Like, I love being on your set. I feel valued. I feel important. I feel like I'm contributing. Why are we doing this if we're not happy and having fun? Like, the whole point of this is we're doing something we love. And I've been on sets that are very detrimental, unhealthy. I've had to walk away from toxic situations, which killed me, literally gutted me, that I would walk away from something that was my dream. But now that I'm running the show, there's none of that on my set. I'm telling you, there is going to be none of that. Everyone is valued and appreciated, and we're there because we have the same goal. If you're there for a paycheck, get off my set, because even though hopefully we'll have good money soon, I'm only hiring the people that started with me from the bottom, the ones that understood the vision and the passion and that were still there to support me. They're the ones that are going to get that paycheck.
Wow, that is so incredible. So look, you've done a lot of things, and I know that there's a big part of your life that is in the world of charities and
Mm-hmm.
gifting and coming back. Let's talk a little bit about you and talk a little bit about that beyond the success in the craft that you have. What kind of impact do you want to leave? What kind of life do you want to share about that?
I want someone watching this, or me, or any part of my story, that maybe doubted themselves, to say, well, if she could do it, maybe I could do it. Because I didn't have a lot of that growing up. I didn't have a lot of people that I felt like were like me, or that at least talked about it, that they struggled, that talked about they had no idea what they were doing. They just knew they had to figure it out. Or that talked about they were rejected so many times it gets to a point where you're like, oh my God, I don't think I can go on anymore. Like, if I'm being rejected, which is actually funny. I've told this story before. When I was 14 years old, I was rejected by an agent who told me I just wasn't pretty enough and that I would never make it as an actress and that I should do something else at 14. And I thought, why do I have to be pretty to be an actress? I want to play a real person. I just want to be acting. And you never even saw me act, but you're just looking at me. And she just said, I'm sorry, like you're just not, you don't have it. That could have, I mean, it did. It got at me. I cried. It was awful. But I was so angry because I said, who is she to tell me this? And based on what I look like, and I'm a normal person, and why can't I do it? Well, I'll just skip to the fun part is that years and years later, as I was thriving a lot more than I was at 14, my manager at the time said, there's an agent that would like to meet with you. She would like to sign you. And it was her. And I was like, oh no, I'm not going in there. And he said, you walk in there and you sit down and you let her tell you all the reasons why she wants to sign you. And then you can decide if you get up and walk out. And I did. And it was great. So the point is, don't let anyone, who are these people to tell you you can't have your dream? If somebody does, figure it out yourself. I want someone, even if it's one person, to be inspired by what I'm doing. And then I feel like I've left a legacy.
Wow, that's incredible. And I saw the room surge. I was like, the anticipation, did she go? Did she not go? And it's
Oh
interesting.
yeah, it was great.
Right? I mean, those are the kind of things that can really throw someone off. I mean, it reminds me of when I was in art class and I think I was grade 9, and the teacher used my painting in front of the whole class on what not to do. Right? I mean, it's those kind of things that can take you out of the game.
Yes.
I know people that still remember a teacher or a this or a that. And I mean, fortunately for a lot of us, we get over it, and we keep it isolated. But it's interesting.
But it stays with you. And I want to say one last thing in regards to that. Yes, that was a terrible thing to tell a 14-year-old girl. Like that's a terrible thing to say, that your looks are going to define your life. However, I also had amazing people like my high school drama teacher, who was the first person who didn't look at me like I was crazy when I said, I want to be an actress. She said, okay, let's get you a monologue. She picked out my first monologue from Romeo and Juliet, still my favorite monologue that Miss Hogan gave me. And I performed it so many times. I even played Juliet. But it's people like that. You need the bad and the good. But I felt normal and I felt like, oh, okay, someone's believing in me enough to give me a monologue. And that was huge. So we need that. We need the support. And I want to be that for people. Shadow me. Come on my set. Learn. You want to produce? I learned by doing. Come on, come and follow me and I'll teach you everything you want to know. I'm so happy to do that. And I hope more people will reach out for that.
Um, Look, I want to kind of, instead of me asking you questions, and you've been so generous with all of your information, obviously in the chat and otherwise, please put the places where we can continue to follow. Also, what do you need in terms of support? And I think that's something that we just finished talking about before you came on, Michelle, was the ask, right? Being brave enough to ask for what you need. And that a lot of solopreneurs and entrepreneurs, and maybe in different industries, it's stronger than in others. A lot of industries, I believe, like yours, really can expand by being introduced to the people that need to help in projects in the front end and the back end. So I think in your industry, you're probably a little bit further ahead in terms of asking for what you need.
I'm terrible at it.
Right?
Terrible at it.
You're terrible at it.
I need help with that. I need a business person. I need somebody to help me to feel. So again, my confidence, right? To be like, hey, I really need money to finish this. I don't like asking people for money. I'm great at networking. I'm great at getting locations and resources, and I will do anything for anyone that I can help. But as far as the actual physical money, which I desperately need because I need to fly my actors here, I need to put them up. I do need to feed them. I am looking for financing to finish season 1. We have shot 2 full episodes, almost all of 3, and parts of 4 through 7. So we're not far off. And it's a really great opportunity for anyone to really be involved and have a piece of this thing ground up, because the press has already started. We're about to officially announce our celebrities. You'll see them if you go to my Instagram. You'll figure out who they are. We just haven't done an official like Hollywood announcement yet, but I drop breadcrumbs. like 90210. But it's
Like that, I do know.
you
Yeah.
know, I'm looking for more people to join me on this side and on this journey. And the networks and executives that we've all spoken to so far love the show. But I will say this, the problem is they want it. They love it and they want to take it, which I say it's a problem. It's a good problem. However, I can't do that to my cast and crew. I've promised them they're growing with me. We're growing together. We're staying in our place. So the only way for this to really happen, the way I've dreamed and envisioned this happening, is that I finish it myself. Then we sell it as a complete series, which someone like a Netflix or Hulu, a streaming service, could just drop right in. It's different versus having networks come in earlier on. They want to change things, they want to recast things. So in order for us to stay together, we need to figure that out. Someone just wrote, I teach women how to ask for money. I need you in my life. So important. I need that so badly. So let's connect. I'm putting my email in here.
I'm going to ask you one last question because we've got to wrap up. I see our next
Yes.
speaker in the room. It's been so incredible. And I know that we're going to see you when we go down to, hopefully you'll be in LA in September.
Yeah,
And we'll be able to have
absolutely.
a conversation. Not only are you going to be there, but I have a feeling that anyone who wants to go to the next Ask Party that we put on, I think it's next week. Michelle, you've got an open invitation to the Ask Party, and I know
Thank
Colleen's
you.
going to be taking you there as well. I'm going to ask you a question that is completely I breadcrumbed it from our conversation.
Okay. Okay.
Know that you say we talked about Brian Adams, we talked everything I do, I do.
Oh,
You
can
say
he
your
do
favorite
my
song.
theme song?
I know we're gonna make it happy and perfect. But you say that everything I do for you is symbolic of your love and career. Wrap
Oh,
it
yeah.
up and tell us what you mean by that.
You can't tell me it's not worth dying for. I can't help it. There's nothing I want more. Everything I do, I'm doing it for you, for everyone, my career, everyone who's following my career, everyone who needs inspiration.
Take a deep breath. Everyone, lots of love, lots of hearts, lots of emojis.